Hi friends, I have said a couple of days back I posted a video in which I talked about briefly at the end. The video was essentially about the Supreme Court judgment on allowing women, giving women permanent commission in army. But in the end, I all talked about the, the, an incident which happened in Bhuj district in Gujarat, in which girls were stripped to find out whether they are having their menstrual period or not. So I just said, where are we? That particular hostel run by Swami Narayan sect doesn't allow women, girls. It is an educational institution. Attached to the education institution is a hostel, and girls, if they are menstruating, they have to go. Not cannot live in hostel. They have to go to a nearby building in the basement, and they have to live separately for the 3 days, and food will be separately given to them. So suddenly they found one sanitary napkin in the hostel in this bin. So the authorities then paraded around 65 girls and checked them individually by asking them to remove their underwear to find out whether they are having their menstrual period at that time or not. So it had shocked really the conscience of not only me but all the right thinking people in India. Such barbaric illusions about purity and pollution, which have no place in modern society, are still practiced by very few idiots. And after that, I have said all this in the last video. What I am talking is now it's going viral in the YouTube channel of the same Swaminarayan sect. One of their so-called Swamijis, one big idiot. I don't want to even name him because we are giving too much of respect to that guy by naming that gentleman. Is irrelevant. Name is irrelevant. But this is what the principles believed by these people. Official YouTube channel of Swami Narayan sect. This video was uploaded in which this gentleman who belongs to this sect, who's supposed to be the holy man, Swamiji, is saying that during menstruation period, women should not cook any meals at all. If they cook in the next birth, they'll be born a dog, female dog, that also female dog, bitch. Whereas if any man eats the food which has been made by a woman having menstrual period, then that gentleman will be born in the next birth as a buffalo. And this is that people, this all mentioned in our shastras, and we should follow that religiously. And when I saw this being reported, this video which has went viral, I just commented that hopefully this gentleman will be born as a coronavirus in his next birth. Was that was joke because as a proud believer of science and always speaking against superstition, I don't believe in something which I cannot see, which has no proof in science. So I don't believe in rebirths and all that nonsense. So this comment that he will be born as a coronavirus next birth was just made in jest, nothing else. But what does the Shastra say? Shastras, there's no definition of what is meant by Shastras. But according to Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand, who was a very religious man, also from Gujarat, coincidentally or not so coincidentally. Shastras include Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and also all the Smritis, including Manusmriti. So I've been doing a fair bit of research on what the Hindu Shastras say about women, and what I saw was literally shocking. Right, so it is said that in Manusmriti, the word is coined later. So it is Manav Shastra. The duties which has to be followed by human beings is being given by one mythological person called Mr. Manu. That's why Manav Smriti, so, but colloquially known as Manu Smriti. So it is a Shastra. So that Shastra says that if a woman intentionally hears Vedas being taught, chanted, so molten lead should be poured into her ears to make her deaf. This is not the this is just the beginning. Many things are being said. It says that women by nature are cunning. They seduce men by nature. Now this is what Manusmriti says. By nature they seduce men. So a wise man should not go near a woman. A wise man, since all women are like this, seduce. Their main purpose in life is to seduce men. So a wise man should never be alone, even with his own mother, his own sister, and his own daughter. So none of us in this world, living in this world, are wise men. So women by nature are impure. They cannot. Have absolutely no place in any doing any religious chanting, and they should of course should not cook food or live separately during their menstrual period. All are mentioned in this. If the women, there is no need for a woman to chant any mantra or sloka or worship God, because her husband is her God, and if she takes care of him, if she worships him, that is enough. She can go to heaven. She has to accept whatever husband says as the final say. A woman cannot live independently. Very clearly said, a woman cannot live independently. Before her marriage, she has always have to accept whatever her father says, and after marriage, her husband's, and whatever after she becomes a widow, her son's word should be the law for her. And even if the husband is a drunkard, husband is diseased, whatever may be the case, the intellectual level of the husband, she has to obey whatever the husband says. That is her dharma, that is her duty. And if she doesn't obey, then there are punishments are also given in the Manusmriti. If because of her beauty or because of she talks about the she's proud and she disobeys her husband, then in this birth itself she'll get leprosy. Leprosy at that time was non-curable. She'll get leprosy and die a very horrible death. And next birth also she'll be born as a donkey, in the womb of a donkey. And in this birth itself, if the woman willfully disobeys her husband, then the king must give suitable punishment, that is death to her. And in fact, horrible death. She should be thrown to the dogs. Live. Now we'll think that Saudi Arabia and Iran are very compassionate countries. When a person is alive, as a punishment to kill that person should be thrown to the dogs, women in this case. That's a duty of the king to do this. If he doesn't, then punishments are there for him also. Sharp will be given to him. If a woman damages her hymen in the vagina, that means her purity is questioned, chaste purity for women, then the punishment for the women is immediately the king should order the shave of her head, of her hair. 2 fingers are to be cut. Maybe she might have used the fingers for self-pleasure. That is the reason for the hymen, the membrane getting teared. And she should be sat on a donkey and paraded throughout the place. That is a punishment for the women who removes damages her hymen. And a woman, if a man marries, like a man marries Shudra women, then he'll also become a Shudra and his children also become a Shudra. And what is the status of Shudra? Shudra is the social existence of a Shudra is that of a dead body. So a Brahmin also becomes a dead body, social existence, if he marries a Shudra woman. If a man marries or have sex with a woman of higher Varna, then punishment is death. There's no, but he can even rape a woman of the same caste or the same Varna or Varna below him also. No problem at all for him. If women does not make the primary duty of a woman is to give birth and then caregiving for them. If she is not able to give birth to children because of problems, impotency of her husband, then she can have sex with her brother-in-law, husband's younger brother. They were to have only one child. Only one child is allowed also, not two children. So just imagine a woman having, just because husband is important, no divorce and all that. And very importantly, divorce is not allowed at all. That is against the Shastras, because it is ordained by God, the marriage between this man and this woman, and it has been done with Agni as Sakshi, and that Agni is taking that to all the gods also. So gods have fixed that marriage, and therefore there is no way you can do anything. But a man can supersede. If the woman main duty is to provide for children, to have children. If she is not able to have children due to the problems in her, then the man can supersede her and marry someone else after 8 years. And if she had already children, but the children have died and she is not able to bear any more children, then she can supersede her after 10 years. And if she has given birth only to women, because again male or superior, they only can offer pinda, they can only do the last rites. They do offer pinda only every year. The souls of their departed ancestor will go to heaven. All this bloody nonsense. So men are superior, boy children are superior to girl children. If a woman has given birth only to women children, that means she has failed in her duty to provide a male offspring to her husband, then he can supersede her after 11 years. That means he can marry someone else and have children through them. Many things are being said, like this are being said. Of course, we know about what is the status of women, widowed women. So their hair will be plucked one by one. A beautiful movie which the Gundas, the Hindutva Gundas prevented from shooting also around 15-20 years back in Varanasi, when it was shot, when all this Mathura or Vrindavan, somewhere only this was blocked. Then they shot this movie in Sri Lanka. That is what ordained. So at the pluck, they had to sleep on the floor even in winter. All atrocities are being committed on the weaker sections of the society. The biggest flaw in the Indian society is the way there's a caste system and the inequality inherent in the Varna system and the caste system. That is the first problem. And the gender stereotypes, which is what the Supreme Court has said, which is very wrong, which the government has said that women are like this only, physiologically weak, men won't take commands, because that is what given. Whatever the man does, the woman has to accept it. A woman has no right to go against the wishes of her husband. And even husband is daily beating her, harassing her physically, mentally, psychologically, she has no right to ask for divorce. That is not allowed. So such mentalities are still prevalent. That is the danger. All this nonsense is written 2000 years back. This Manusmriti is supposed to have, nobody knows the exact thing. Of course, there are a lot of controversies, because traditionally in India, all these are spoken orally only, because there's no writing methodology there. So much later only they were written in Palmyra leaves. But the Palmyra leaves will get maybe 1 century or maximum only that much it can be preserved. So it will be rewritten again by the next generation. So what exactly, nobody knows exactly, say, but this is what the most popular version, the so-called Calcutta manuscript, says. So of course, people can troll me. You do no problem. Whatever is given there, only I am saying. If you say that it is not given, you can say that even if it is given in Manusmriti or any of the Shastras, we are against this. That is enough. Because I hope no right thinking person can accept any of this stuff written in the so called Shastras. It is also believed that Vivekananda once said that when talking about untouchability, if any Shastras justify untouchability, I don't consider it as a Shastra, and I will rather throw it in the Bay of Bengal. I don't know whether I have read it somewhere that he has said it. So, whatever it is, the same thing is true for any religious scripture, whether it is Quran or Bible or Torah or Zendavasta or Buddha's teachings or Mahavira's teachings or Guru Nanak's teachings or Vedas or Upanishads or Aranyakas or epics or Puranas or Smritis, anything. All this are written long years back. So whatever, when we read this, we understand that this is all wrong. It might have been right in that society when it was written, but it is definitely wrong in 21st century. So we have to accept that it is not to say that no good is being said in any of the religious scriptures. If anything good is said, we can always take it. There's nothing wrong about that. But anything which is wrong, which has been said, then we have to completely remove it. The apologists say that there is only one place in Manusmriti, women must be adorned, something like that. It's given that only one word is given that they will say that. When people have asked Gandhi that such things are said in Manusmriti, do you consider still as a Shastra? He said, yes, I still consider the Shastra. There are a lot of internal contradictions are there within Manusmriti. We don't know what is the original version and all that. What doesn't make any difference? What is the original version? You also don't know. I also don't know. There's no need to know also. What is good, we can take it. What is not good, we can throw it out. What is bad, we have to criticize it and we have to clearly condemn it with all our force. Because this is, we have to start with the premise that everybody is equal. There is all Varna system is wrong, all caste system. You cannot justify escapism. The original Varna system was not based on birth and all. It doesn't make any difference to me. What is present day? I'm only saying all Varna system, caste system, and this gender based stereotyping, inequalities are all wrong. It is inhuman. So these kind of people, majority of the people in India, including Hindus, don't accept this. They all recognize that this is wrong. They don't practice it also. But it is slowly being taught openly by people who are supporting a fascist ideology called Hindutva, about which I have posted a lot of videos on my Facebook page. 5 videos of almost 3 hours videos. What exactly is Hindutva? They want to justify this. They want to take us back to an era where such inequalities were accepted as a norm. We can't accept that. This is inhuman. This is anti-people, anti-women. There's absolutely no justification is possible on anything. Only just escapism. So okay, Manusmriti didn't say that. Please tell me, do you oppose this or not? That's the only simple question I ask people there. Whatever I said is in the Calcutta manuscript, which is supposed to be the original, the oldest manuscript of Manusmriti, which is available in India. If it is there, I can even tell the Sanskrit verses, original Sanskrit verses also. We need to oppose it. We say this is wrong. I don't accept it. You can take the good things. If at all anything is good, you can take it. I'm not saying you should not take it. Whatever may be the source, there's nothing wrong in learning anything from anybody, everything from anybody. But we should not take the bad things from anything. So this Hindutva is anti-women, essentially anti-women. Slowly and steadily, they consider women as I said, a kind of a property owned by man, by first by father, and consider is her inherently impure. She cannot worship God. She has to worship only her husband. She has to obey the husband irrespective of what nonsense he says. She cannot divorce. She has to bear all the things with magnanimity. It's like a tapas, what she is doing. This gentleman, this fool, has put a video in Swami Narayan's website, YouTube channel, has said that it is like a tapas. Menstruation is a tapas. Let them say it, man. Who are you, bloody you, to say that? Let the women decide what they want. You cannot decide for them. I cannot also decide. I'm not deciding it for them also. I'm just saying what you're saying is nonsense. And I'm proud to say that I don't mince words in saying that. So this is the true color of Hindutva is now coming out. They feel that since they are in power and nothing can be done against them, they're coming out openly and propagating something which is 2000 years old or even slightly more than older than that. So we cannot go back to that barbaric savage era. Now everybody can have education, equal rights, property rights. Everybody can marry anyone of their choice. Freedom is there, guaranteed under natural law, explicitly given in the fundamental rights section of Indian Constitution. So this cannot be taken away. We cannot say that it is tradition, it is sanctioned by religious scriptures, including Shastras. That is not a defense at all. This is, I'm happy that this gentleman has posted such a video. Now we are understanding the true face of Hindutva, which we have to oppose if we want to ensure that humanity survives. Fascism has to end. And Hindutva is more fascist than any fascism in Europe. So please understand that, and I hope this helps us to open our eyes that these people are, how much anti human these people are. Thank you.